All right, and we're back with Do News. I am your host, the King of Do. This is a live stream going right now, and we're going to wait for some people to kind of mosey on in here. If you guys that are moseying on in can go ahead and give me a nice big thumbs up. Let's make sure that we get this liked so it starts getting shared all over the interwebs. Make sure you share it, all that fun stuff, so that people can come join us and chat. Definitely want to talk about some cryptocurrency blockchain tech, and we're going to get going right now. All right. And again, welcome back to Do News. Welcome to the House of Do. There's the Harvard boys themselves, the first ones in. Always nice to see you guys come and join us. Glad to see you guys here, as always. Life has been absolutely fun and crazy for me. These markets are unbelievably exciting. The highs, the lows, the opportunities are endless, and I hope that you guys are enjoying the ride as well. I think it's very, very important that, one, you don't invest more than you're willing to lose. And you also are investing things you truly believe in, because it's a lot easier when these things go down to not lose hope or faith, in these things. So for many of us that may have been around for the Ethereum DAO hack, I was around for that. That was definitely an early lesson for me in truly what do you believe? What do you believe in? And I paid a high price because at the time I didn't have enough conviction. I wasn't educated enough, didn't know enough about what was going on, why it was happening. Technology was new. Retrospect, big mistake, right? Wish I did my homework. Wish I took the opportunity to capitalize on that opportunity. Still turned out okay. Not as good as it could have. And still doing great. So, markets are crazy. We'll cover the markets here in just a moment. I want to jump into, obviously, the hottest topic. The SEC, FETC. Now, you guys have heard all the news on this, but I wanted to give you guys my take on it. Because I think my opinion might be a little bit different than what you're hearing everywhere else. And I think that a lot of people are attributing the upswing in the market to this particular event. I'm going to come out and say that, in my opinion, I don't believe that's true. I believe that the general sentiment of the market itself kind of has reached that point where the weak hands have been shaken. They've been shaken out. And you guys can actually see the market responding with heavy volume at very critical indicators of resistance. For you guys that are technical analysis and charters, you know what I'm talking about. But that applies to not just Bitcoin, but also like Ethereum and things like that. You guys can kind of see and feel that bottom being found. And we talked about that not that long ago, about how, we're going to spend a little time really making sure that this is the bottom. And hopefully we level out. Now, I'm hoping for a long consolidation period, personally. Few reasons. Long consolidation means more opportunities for me as an individual to get in at prices that are affordable, prices that are still a good deal, and prices that are well below what we know what an all-time high could be. So I want long-term consolidation. Now, with that long-term consolidation comes the opportunity for explosive growth. Typically, the longer the consolidation, the more explosive the growth is. I don't know. I'm not going to try to explain that, I guess. I just know that from what I've been taught. It's things I've learned from people who are smarter than me in the crypto space, that long-term consolidation, the tighter the consolidation, it often is like a spring that gets compressed down, and then all of a sudden it just is let loose. Eventually, either all the buyers win or all the sellers win. Essentially is what happens, and you see a big movement. I'm obviously still bullish. If you look at the long-term trends of this space and understand where we were just a year ago, less than a year ago, just months ago, you are likely still bullish as well. So there's my take on that. As far as the SEC statements, it was nice to see them say that, you know, they want to regulate this thing and that it deserves a fair chance. I feel like that they're trying to be neutral, personally. I think a lot of people are taking that their statements very, you know, they're all for it, they're all about it. That's not really what I'm reading into. I think if you read between the lines a little bit, you're seeing a little of the, hey, you know, this is a real investment opportunity, so we should probably only let people qualified invest in this. I'm kind of picking up on that after reading it. You know, what they're saying on TV and the videos and things, different type of tone than when you read it, right? Because you know a lot of this stuff is slightly scripted. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that regulation is bad. I think it's basically required, guys. We're not going to get around it, right? We all know that. It's the world we live in. Doesn't matter how chaotic the world becomes. We still need some type of government or governance in place. If you don't have governance of some kind, people are free to do whatever they want without consequence, and that can lead to a lot of bad things. Now, we all understand the concept of when that's taken too far and your freedom is stripped away piece by piece to the point where you literally have no true freedom, and because you have no freedom, opportunities are limited to you. There's more stress, more strain on you and your financial system, and it just becomes difficult. So, my take is a little bit more of a neutral play, trying to shake hands. You know, they don't want to piss off all the banks. That's pretty important. We don't want to do that, guys. So, you know, that was a good stance. I like the way that they took it. You know, they come out, they formally address it, formally say that we need to start regulating these things properly, give it a chance. But at the same time, if you read between the lines a little bit, you'll kind of see these little tones about, you know, this is likely something that, you know, big banks are going to want to get their hands around. They're going to be, you know, they just want to gain control of this market. And that's all well and good, because that when that big money comes in, that's when there's going to be a lot of gains as well. So, you know, it's give and take. I think you guys are going to learn a lot about that over the next couple years with the regulation. There's going to be a lot of give and take. There will be regulation that actually appears bad but ends up being good, and vice versa, because that's just the way it works. It works in all markets that way, and you kind of just have to give it time. Obviously, all of us want to be set free in some way, right? Maybe it's financial freedom for you. Maybe it's personal oppression for you. Maybe it's just your job for you. But we all want to be set free in some kind of way. But at what extent, and what are you willing to trade for that freedom? Those same concepts here apply. All right. So, got some more people in the house. Welcome. This is Do News. If you haven't been here before, you know, welcome to the Do community, the House of Do, the Do Nation. I'm not sure what to call it, but this is a special place where we come together. We talk about real relevant topics. We don't do a lot of pumping or dumping of anything. We never do that, really. What we do is we identify opportunities. We talk about opportunities. We bring them into the forefront. We bring our ideas to the table, and together we identify pretty amazing, cool opportunities. Now, with that being said, make sure you guys like this video. If you like this type of content, make sure you subscribe as well. Share with a friend. Tell someone about it. Those likes help more than you know in making sure we're reaching the people that are like you and me, the people that actually want to talk about the real technology, right? Not getting all caught up in like, oh, this is going to $50,000, right? We can all have our predictions and everything, and that's actually really fun, and a lot of people enjoy that kind of content, and I do that sometimes for you guys as well, and I make my predictions. But at the end of the day, we're looking at real applicable technology as applied to business, government, and your personal life. So that being said, I want to talk about in particular, when it comes to your personal life, essentially what is probably definitely on Do's top coins right now, and it's been there for a while. Hey, John Doe. I'm all about that BitConnecto. So what I want to talk to you guys about is I want to talk about Pillar. And you guys have heard me talk a lot about Pillar. If you aren't familiar with it, you better get familiar quick, because it's an awesome opportunity. I think a lot of people are familiar with Pillar at this point. And I think a lot of people that have looked at it are starting to say, hey, you know, they got this wallet coming out, etc., etc. Well, obviously a wallet isn't very exciting. And I think that there's a very big misconception about what the wallet is and what it does. So much so that this is me right now asking the Pillar team, asking the Pillar community to remove wallet from your vernacular. Now, I understand it has the usability of a wallet. It has a use case as a wallet, but I definitely don't want people to talk about it as such, because you're missing the full understanding of what the wallet actually is capable of doing for you in your personal life. Now, if you're not familiar with what Pillar is going to do for you, essentially, if you have 100, 200 accounts online, right? You got email accounts, you got YouTube accounts that you're logged into right now. Hundreds of accounts when you start adding them up. You got your bank accounts, etc. Well, what if all those accounts went away and you only had one account, and it was your account, and you kept it in one spot, one place, very securely? And what if you actually got to choose who you give your info to, and then you actually got to rip away that info? Right now, if you shop on Amazon, they got so much info on you, it's ridiculous, right? YouTube right now knows you're watching my channel, and they're learning about you as you watch my channel. They're tracking how long you're watching it, all that fun stuff, to learn more about you and even more about me as a content creator and things like that, right? Okay. What if you could just rip that away from them right now? And they can't have that data anymore, right? If you're familiar with GDPR and things like that, this type of solution instantly solves all the challenges around GDPR. The opportunity for mass adoption starts in May. GDPR will be worldwide. It's going to force companies to start complying over in Europe first. That's where it's going to start. And we're going to see different versions of that spread very, very quickly. It's not a joke. It's not a game. It is factual, real, tangible laws that will be enforced in effect this May, and Pillar helps resolve that. Now, I say all that because, one, it's an actual use case. It's got actual potential to solve one of the biggest challenges we have in front of us. Massive value to you as an individual, to be able to rip your data away. I know as a father, my biggest fear right now is every time my daughter creates an account, scares the living daylights out of me. And it's not even because I don't trust YouTube, I don't trust Google. That's not it. I actually don't trust the other people out there that might steal it, or might take it away, or strip her from her innocence because they get access to her information and somehow communicate with her. Things like that are out of my control as a father. I want to be able to have some type of oversight into that. Pillar Wallet will automatically do that for us in the future. As a parent, I can't advocate for a type of solution like this enough because the world is so chaotic. It's so difficult to try to protect your children from content that they're not ready for, or they're not mature enough to completely understand yet, and it can skew their understanding of what reality is and what the world is. And as a parent, you want to prepare your children to have success in life, and you don't want to prepare your children to have some crazy ideas because they saw it in a video somewhere that someone sent them, etc. Okay? Or maybe they were just marketed something that is weird, right? Okay. So I like Pillar for that. And at the end of the day, guys, I want to remove the word wallet from Pillar. Big time. Big time. We have to remove that word because what it is it is a platform. Pillar is a platform. It is built with the intent that you and I can build apps for it. We can add on to it. We can build around that ecosystem. Now, guys, this is super, super important. I hope you guys are listening. Think about the greatest technologies that have come out in the last 20 years in regards to technology. What are they? They're platforms. You have Windows as a platform. You have an iOS as a platform, right? Operating systems are platforms. Then you actually start looking at platforms such as Facebook as a platform, isn't it? Look at the market cap of Facebook and how valuable it is to you as a social media connection and the way that it lets you tap into additional services and applications. Maybe you're overseas and you're used to using like WhatsApp over in China. Same concept. It's a platform. So the biggest, baddest technology on the planet are all platforms. Pillar's developing a platform, not a wallet. Now, I'm sure when it rolls out, it's not going to have all those features. Okay? I'm sure when it rolls out, you're going to be able to, you know, put your tokens in it just like anything else. But it's the concept that not only can is there one wallet to rule all wallets, right? Because it can work with all these different coins. But it's the one wallet that'll also let you interact with all these different applications that seamlessly use the proper utility token. You push one button, and with that one button, you basically have communicated with the blockchain a series of processes, a series of actually blockchain transactions and smart contracts to happen instantly. And it's done. All in one single app. So, I love those guys over at Pillar. They're kind of fun to watch their little videos, and they're kind of quirky and things like that. They do struggle to really sell this. They struggle to really lay out what it is that they're trying to accomplish and get done. They don't have the best marketing team and things like that, and that's okay with me, because they are going to launch proof of concept. We're going to get to see it. We're going to know that it works. It is going to drive a lot of hype, and I'm not saying all this in regards to it as an investment opportunity, because right now it's through the moon. It's going to the moon already. So I'm not telling you, like, now's the time to get in. I'm not going to give you financial advice. We're not talking about that right here. We're talking about the use case of it. We're talking about mass adoption here. We're talking about what if this is the app, the one crypto app everyone downloads. Is this the one? I want you guys to go do research on it. I want you guys to leave a comment down below on what you think about Pillar and what you believe about it. It's really important to me, and we have a good conversation about this, okay? Because what they're trying to do is something that no one else is doing. You look at the top 100 coins, etc., and no one is really trying to actually bring the use case to you. And the use case is just so much bigger. Because your personal data is in one single spot, because you have complete control, the use cases are endless. I can't run into something where it isn't feasible to build something on this platform. If I was going to develop an application myself, I'd be wanting to develop it on this. If I wanted to develop an application that utilized multiple tokens, maybe I have some crazy idea about how to connect a Veritasium token to a PayPal token in some way. I don't know. You know, but actually PayPal is a good example, because PayPal is essentially trying to create like the future of like what your credit score is. So that's a perfect example. So let's say you got PayPal, and then maybe you actually want to go get a loan from like Salt or Ethland. What if there is one application that I can make, myself, a developer? I don't use those technologies. I'm tapping into those technologies. And all I do is just build the app, have it connect over here to PayPal, have it connect over to Ethland, talking to your Pillar wallet, and basically, with a click of a button, you instantly know what you're qualified for based on your loan and all that fun stuff, and you essentially can receive your funding right away. And once you're funded and the loan is done, you could still remain completely anonymous. Like if you wanted to, you have a right to not be known. You can pull it out. The contract still exists, etc. Right? Those things still exist. They're going on in the background. They're still tied to you and your address, and things like that. But you as an individual, your personal private data, they only got the minimum of what's required to execute the loan for you. And essentially, you're able to rip it back out, right? Now, we're talking pretty futuristic stuff, guys, right? We're talking about maybe the future 5-10 years from now. Do not underestimate what we're capable of doing in 10 years. You look back 10 years today, what were you doing in 2008? Where was technology in 2008? Coming a long, long ways. But we want to make sure that we dig deep into Pillar. We understand the capabilities and the use cases of it and what it's going to do for us. And that's it. That's what I got for you guys. Got some questions here. Looking into Pillar. Interesting. So yeah, identity storage, similar to Civic. Correct. So basically the concept is that I would say, yeah, it's similar to Civic. It's got a wallet, but the concept of the wallet is that it's integrated into the ability to build on the platform. So it's been a while since I looked at Civic. I do not remember if it's a platform base. My understanding is that it's not. It's more of just like an individual application. They're trying to essentially, you know, kind of go after the concept of governments adopting it for maybe voting, maybe passports, international passports, things like that. Definitely could accomplish that. But what's fascinating is Pillar can actually do all that and more. The difference is that Pillar is trying to just build that framework, that underlying operating system, essentially, so that the government themselves can build. The government themselves could actually build the application, if that makes sense. You know, I think businesses are likely to be the ones that adopt it first. However, I think that the GDPR requirements are so high, you're going to be seeing a whole lot more adoption around businesses, simply out of the fact that it's going to keep them in business. Okay. In digital marketing, I've attended a few conferences and sat in on a lot of educational training in regards to GDPR. And I can actually give you my strong consensus on what I truly believe is going to happen. I believe that essentially you're going to see GDPR choke out the competition, especially agencies in particular. So marketing agencies in particular, we're talking, you know, really small cap companies, because they're not going to be able to front the amount of capital and personnel required to actually comply to GDPR. The requirements are so astronomically high that a lot of agencies are just going to have to just give up. They're going to have to try to sell. They're going to have to try to merge. There's going to be a lot of that going on. Or someone's actually going to provide the actual solution that allows them to win at GDPR. Pillar Technology is going to give those people that kind of opportunity to where they can just start building apps and applications for these agencies to even build extensions of for their advertising, and things like that. That way they're actually able to tap into your personal information, because you allowed them to, right? To actually serve you relevant ads. You know, a lot of people get really upset with a lot of ads, but a lot of the statistics that I've seen very strongly weigh in on the side that people are choosing ad blockers and adopting ad blockers simply because the ads aren't relevant. And I can agree with that. I don't want to see certain ads. Like, I just don't care. It's a waste of my time. But guys, you have to understand that a really good advertisement is value to you. Like, if you stop and think about that for a moment. At some point in your life, you saw an advertisement about a product that you didn't know about, and you were genuinely interested in it. Maybe it had to do around a hobby that you like, right? That is value to you. You're being made aware. You're being educated about a potential product or service that, one, you might actually need, and two, that you just want because, you know, we're human and we want things. So, yeah, Pillar can help solve a lot of those problems for a lot of these agencies very, very quickly, giving them the ability to basically use your data with your permission, and ideally actually do it a lot better. That's the crazy part, guys, is in an ideal state, they can actually have all your personal data. I don't even care if they know my favorite color. Like, we can get ultra personal, right, because of Pillar. But the fact that they don't know it's actually me, they don't know who I am or where I'm at, and I have very, very clear understanding of, like, me being, completely anonymous to them, having complete privacy and things like that. Serve me ads all day about things I love. I want to see more cryptocurrency ads. I want to see more maybe football ads. I want to see more ads about maybe small businesses around me that I'm not familiar with. That would be fascinating to me. I'd love to see an ecosystem kind of spring up around, like, businesses and restaurants and things like that in my own area, so that I can actually connect with them and grow with them and even support them. Because you know what? We've all been in that spot before. Have you ever gone to that restaurant that was in your town your entire life and you never knew about it, but now it's your favorite? And it's like, you know, wouldn't it be cool if maybe they had the same opportunities to kind of reach you and you allowed it, and you gain that value, and through that information, you're able to go and enjoy this restaurant, etc., etc. So, okay, kind of going on a tangent there, but definitely, I appreciate you bringing up Civic. I didn't even stop to think about that. Civic does actually tackle a lot of the concepts around trying to have one single identity to rule them all. But definitely you'll want to check out Pillar and the concepts that they have of integrating all those things together into a complete platform. All right. Someone's asking about Bosscoin. I have been talking a little bit about Bosscoin. Bosscoin is a complete, it's a complete new blockchain. I would say that, you're looking at something along the lines of Ethereum and Arc and Stratus. It's its own blockchain. So I would say that basically all these blockchains are platforms in a sense, but let's be real, they're so what's the word I'm looking for? This is completely wrong, so just bear with me, okay? In my example, I like to use this example sometimes, but like I like to think of like the blockchain as like the bare bone basics, right? Almost like zeros and ones. Very, very basic, very standard, immutable, true, safe, yes and no's. You know what I mean? And then above that, you start building on like, what they call dApps, but even the dApps are kind of like little processes that are built in different languages that exist above it. And we still don't have true operating systems for a lot of these blockchains, right? Now, an operating system would be a layer with an interface that you and I can interact with. Now, they exist, right? There's a few of them out there. But a true operating system, and then beyond that operating system, the capability to build true applications for it, right? In the exact same way a computer works, you're going to see that this is what's going to happen with this revolution of blockchain technology changing the internet, and that's the future of what's going to happen. So right now, I honestly and truly believe we haven't even fathomed what those applications can or will be. I think they are so far beyond our current understanding of what's possible in the world that I think a lot of the ideas around it are just so foggy, but all of them are still exciting, even though they're so foggy. So I don't know if that helps you guys. All right. So, yeah, definitely check out Bosscoin. I'm a big fan of that one for a lot of reasons. If you guys pay attention to Bosscoin, it actually... there's probably some misunderstanding about the actual market cap and things like that. I've seen some people talking about how CoinMarketCap actually has the wrong numbers as far as what's being circulated, and because of that, people don't actually know that Bosscoin is a top 100 coin. So, now's your chance to find out about a top 100 coin before anyone else does, and I believe that there's some opportunity there. The price is down a little bit right now, for sure. Like everything else is down. So for those of you that might be interested or are investors, make your own educated decision. Make sure you check out Bosscoin. I strongly encourage you to check out the white paper and the technical paper. Yeah, I think you'll learn a lot. If there is one white paper worth sitting down and reading, that is my #1 pick for the month. Print it out, read it on a car ride, a bus ride, on the subway. Make it a point to read it. I think that it's very enlightening, very insightful, and if you haven't had the experience of reading an entire white paper, prepare to have your mind blown a little bit about what a good, solid white paper looks like. All right. Let's see what else we got. Populous. People just want to talk about Populous. I want to talk about Populous all day. Guys, as far as Pillar being on one of my top picks, Populous is extremely high for me as well. I think that a lot of people that are paying attention to the markets right now understand that this is a good time to pick up Populous. A couple people pointing out that you should be paying attention. It's even down in ETH price right now, which is kind of surprising. If you're not familiar with Populous and the opportunity Populous offers, essentially there is the potential. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. It's potential. Go do your own research, do your own homework. It's truly potential. It's way out there, but there's a potential that these coins essentially can net you a revenue, net you income in the future, which is kind of neat and pretty cool stuff. Questions about or thoughts on EOS? EOS is a speculative play no matter how you look at it right now. It's got a dream team. It's kind of like if the best basketball players in the world, football players, soccer players in the world all got together and announced that they're going to launch a team 1 year from now. And they're going to play and they're going to win all the games. Okay? So, you know, if you think back to the greatest sports team of all time, whatever you believe in, imagine if that sports team, you know, could have stuck together, or they said they're going to stick together and win all these championships and things like that, right? So that's kind of what you're hoping for, you know? It's the preseason, right? It's the preseason for EOS. They've got some exciting new things planned for the coming year, but the real do or die will come around this summer. How smooth does the coin transition go from ETH to their own blockchain, etc., etc.? Now, I can't stress enough how much of an all-star team it is. I do not personally believe that those particular people with that kind of track record, with that kind of wealth, with that kind of connections and knowledge, I have trouble believing that they just are lying. I don't believe it's a scam. I believe that they're really trying to do it. I will be honest and say I have no freaking clue if they can pull it off. But guys, if they pull it off, oh, dear Lord, we're talking next level stuff, guys. You know, they literally call it like an operating system, essentially, for the you know, similar to Ethereum, and in the same concept I was talking about earlier, where there's these, you know, the future of the internet and things like that. We can't even imagine it. EOS is a good example of that, right? We don't really know what the future is going to look like. We don't know what EOS could look like, but we have literally the smartest minds, the most brilliant minds on the planet working on it. So I kind of give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt on this one, and kind of believe a little bit. So at the end of the day, EOS, I swear to you, you better not invest $1 more than you're willing to lose, or the King of Dew himself will come find you and pour Mountain Dew all over you. All right? That's my promise. So just don't go all in just because you might actually believe it's the biggest opportunity in your lifetime. And it could be. It could also be worth 0. It's somewhere in between, probably. But just be careful, guys. Don't make any rash decisions here. All right. Same with Cardano. Cardano is a great example, too. Some amazingly smart guys on that. Same concept there, speculative play. You guys understand that, right? There's a lot of speculative plays there and things like that. All right, so we're going to jump on over to the coin market cap while we get here and wrap it up and just see where things are at. Bitcoin's up about 10%, looking really, really nice. Had that nice little late night dip. Looks like we're ramping up. You know, pay attention here in the next few hours. By the time some people watch this, those hours have come and gone, but pay close attention. Pay attention to what the China markets do when they come back from lunch. Pay attention to the markets in Europe. And then hopefully you're just hodling anyways, though, and you get some good night's sleep. Some massive gains here for those of you that were able to get some money in the bottom. Again, guys, coin market cap right here. I'm always telling you guys, you got to flip this switch right here. You want to see what's up and down in ETH and BTC. I think you'll find it fascinating. A lot of things are actually down in BTC right now. So if you were able to move your money out of BTC into something, that may have not been the right play if you're staking everything to BTC or pinning it to BTC. Some of you are ETH traders and you want more ETH in your life. For those of you looking for more ETH, you're going to want to be looking at whether ETH is going up and down. Now, personally, I've noticed, and it's only my personal observations with my limited knowledge and my limited 2 eyeballs. You guys can contribute, leave comments below on what you believe. But what I believe is that a lot of the coins, the ERC20 token coins, are directly connected, without a doubt, and pinned pretty closely as far as ETH goes. As ETH rises, these coins rise, etc., etc. So when I'm looking here and I'm looking through this ETH, I'm not actually looking at NEM, right? I'm not looking at it being down. I'm not looking at Stellar or Neo. Personally, I come through and I'm looking for the coins I actually care about. Right here we have Populous. Right now Populous is down in ETH. That means your precious 1 ETH can buy more Populous than it could earlier. Now, if you go down to OMZIGO, it's up 13%. So, you know, it would be maybe, I'm just saying, you know, if I had to choose between the two, strictly based on which one's a better deal, technically this one is at a lower price than it was 24 hours ago, and this one is 13% higher than it was 24 hours ago. So that's very, very important. It takes a lot of time and a lot of energy to wrap your brain around these markets because I've never seen anything like it before. You've got to, you know, I'm a personal believer that for anyone new, to peg to Bitcoin first as you get new into this, it doesn't matter what you believe about Bitcoin. That's irrelevant. You still have to peg to something, okay? If you peg to USD in these markets, you will always lose. It's the end of the story. That's not how these markets work. They do not run off of the ebbs and flows of the USD dollar. They run off the ebbs and flows of Bitcoin first, the first mover advantage, okay? And with that comes huge opportunities when you learn that. When you truly wrap your brain around the opportunities that present themselves because you force your brain, you grind at your brain, you fight with yourself every day to focus on your Bitcoin amount going up, you will then start identifying that you are starting to beginning to have some more success. You'll feel more comfortable with your investments. You'll start identifying better entry points, better exit points. You'll understand that market cycles for coins are happening in Bitcoin value, not in USD value, and thus by paying attention to market cycles, we'll identify new opportunities for investments and opportunities for exit points, like I said. Okay. Woo! You guys feeling good? I miss you guys. I gotta say, the last month or so in my life, definitely the last couple months, has been pretty life-changing. Been taking some big leaps and bounds in my personal life, doing things I've never done before, really kind of go to the next level. You guys know that I've been working on the mining channel. I actually did a few videos and things like that, got them ready. I actually launched the first video on the channel, and then I took it down because it didn't meet my standards, which I have pretty low standards. Let's be real, guys. I mean, this isn't like top-notch production, but it just didn't meet the standards that I felt like, you know, this is likely to be how a lot of people find this channel, right? Because people are going to be on the mining channel. They're going to learn about how to mine. They're going to come here and join our community because I've never met a miner. I've never met a miner that didn't end up learning how to hodl. And so by learning how to hodl, very quickly they start coming in here and wanting to know what's going on in the crypto sphere, the crypto space, and what's next, and where are there new opportunities. And a lot of times miners want to know these things because miners actually have a lot of power and a lot of say. Where we point the machines is kind of like us voting on something. Now, a lot of the times that's for profit and things like that, right? But at the same time, maybe it's because we actually believe in something. There's a ton of miners out there that aren't even making money, guys. And it's because they believe in a certain project, they want to support it, they want to help decentralize it, and they understand that if they aren't there supporting it, that the network could get attacked, it could get hacked, and etc., etc. So, is mining still profitable? Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely it is right now. Yep. Of course, also, you know, it's going to depend on where you live and your electricity bills, but it's still quite profitable. My experience, John, that's a great question, is my experience is when the market's down is when you wish you could mine the most. Right? Absolutely. You know, when we're mining at the top, we're always getting to get in at a discount, right? Miners essentially are getting in at a discount, and that's all well and good. But when we're mining down at these lows, we're getting in at a discount still, but we still have this opportunity for all these rewards, right? So sometimes, this is the real deal for miners, when the market's going up and up and up, the things we choose to mine are definitely different than when the markets are down. When the markets are down, in the same way that you're looking for areas to invest in, the miners are looking for legitimate products. Mature miners I don't even know what to call them, but there's miners that hop from currency to currency to currency every single day just to whatever's most profitable. Why do they do that? They do that because they peg their lives to Bitcoin, because they want to mine it as quickly as possible, get it out on the exchange, help push that price back down on the exchange, and then move on. And there's some ebbs and flows to that you'll kind of learn over the time about how, you know, some of these smaller coins will finally gain some traction. All of a sudden, the miners switch to it. And then you have these miners that are there just to basically cash in on the high price. And so you have all these sell orders that come down and start pushing the price back down. And you kind of have this battle. And if you pay attention, even if you're not a miner, if you pay attention to the mining profitability, you can kind of get a feel for when the miners are about to give up on something or when they start moving away. And a lot of the websites actually have information on that, about how many miners are mining this and how many are moving away to this coin and things like that. So really it's just the economics, the true economics of supply and demand and things like that kind of play a role in a lot of the coins that are mineable. So that was a good question. Kind of went on a tangent, but Veritasium. Veritasium is one that I find very, very interesting. Definitely in the portfolio, but besides that, it's one of those things that I struggle a little bit, right? So I want to believe that it will do everything it's going to do, right? And that they say and all that, and they keep on rolling out proof of that. I like the transparency approach that Reggie is taking, right? I think Reggie has a long enough background in the space and things like that. Well, not this space, but just in general in the financial markets and his name and reputation that, you know, I don't think there's any type of scamming going on here. I think that he's legitimately trying to push a legitimate product, etc., etc. And I believe in the use case for the coin is real. That's important. It's a very real use case. It's a very genius use case. My challenge around it is my lack of education in the financial markets to actually identify whether the real use case is of demand. Just because he creates it, is there actually demand for it? I want to believe that he's smart enough and he's already working with people, having some friends in the financial world and etc. that maybe he's already got them lined up, right? And if he already has them lined up, you're pretty good to go here on this one. But again, it's a speculative investment like almost all of these. There aren't that many coins out there that aren't. There definitely are that are extremely real use cases being used every day, and some you can use yourself, for yourself. If you've never used a blockchain before, you can go sign up on Steemit. Make sure you follow me on Steemit as well. I think there's a link down below in my description. Go and actually use a blockchain, okay? All right. What else we got? I think that might be it. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys coming by. And as always, you know who I am. I'm the King of Do. And I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Got a nice little crowd tonight, considering the time it is on the East Coast and things. I've been trying really hard to make it a point that I still gotta interact with you guys. I've been trying to do it in the car and stuff, but I know you guys don't really enjoy that. The view count proves that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Before you leave, please hit the like button. It means so much to me. It helps people find the channel, and at the end of the day, I want to bring people in here into this ecosystem and grow the channel so that we can all have good conversations like the one we're having here. We had great questions tonight. I tried to answer them the best I could. I don't always have the answer, but that's why we have each other. I hope you guys are asking questions and comments. I do read the comments. I'm trying to respond to all the comments best I can. Can't always get to 100%, but I try really hard. Other people will answer them when I can't. I've had some amazing conversations going back and forth. I get inspired to do different types of videos, cover different types of content, things like that. So make sure you do leave a comment as well. Your guys' comments play a huge role for the people that are down the line. You know, think about the people who haven't seen this video yet. They're going to come see this video soon. Give them some context around what they're missing in the live chat. Talk about your opinion on anything I said, whether you agree with me or whether you disagree with me. That's great. You know, leave it there and let's have a good, mature discussion about it. Let's not do FUD. You know, let's not do FOMO. let's keep it real and actually talk about, you know, the actual use cases. What can these things be used for? Because I believe if we can stay level and grounded, especially in these turbulent times in the market, we can transcend. Okay, we as individuals and as a group of people, as Do Nation, all of us can transcend the chaos. There is no greater word, guys. There is no greater word than the word chaos to describe the markets in the last few weeks. And even over the last few months, it was chaotic how fast this went up and how much money there was to be made, okay? And the only way you can drive through chaos is to have a strong strategy in place. And part of the strategy, make it your personal strategy to transcend above the chaos, to continue to focus on the application, the actual use cases of the technology, because you will see through hype, you will see through FOMO, you will see through the FUD. All right, and that begins here. It begins on this channel by, you know, by contributing with good insight, things that you found. Maybe you have a question because you found something and you didn't understand it. Ask the question. You know, there are no dumb questions when we're all seeking to try to have that deeper understanding and transcend above the chaos. And we can do that together, guys. All right. Is DoCoin mine? No, I did think about launching DoCoin many times. But you guys are going to have to help me come up with how we actually create supply and demand for it. I don't know why the hell anyone would want to DoCoin other than to show off it's in their wallet. And I don't know if that's that cool. If that's cool to you, I don't know what to do. I've thought about doing special DoCoins for special donation amounts and things like that. Kind of like a proof of your Patreon or something similar to that, right? I've thought about those concepts because a lot of you do donate to the channel, and not, you know, donations aside, none of that matters as much as just as a thumbs up, as a thank you for what you're doing in the comments and things like that. That means a whole lot more. I appreciate that so much, guys. All right, guys. Oh, redeemable for Mountain Dew. Okay, so here's the thing. Got to be careful about that because, you know, Mountain Dew, I don't want to, you know, that's a real brand, a real company. Now, if they were smart, they would basically, you know, send me a whole lot of Mountain Dew swag and a lot of Dew stuff to stick on my shelf here. Because I tell you what, I'll do the Dew on the whole wall just for Mountain Dew. So if anyone knows anybody, knows some connections, hook a brother up, connect me to the right people. I do work with premium brands for a living, so I'm sure if you connect me to the right person, I can have a very good conversation about their opportunity in the crypto space beyond me, because I'm not that special, okay? But I definitely can more than contribute to setting a strategy to capitalize on this amazing community of forward thinkers that is the crypto sphere, all right? And that goes for any brand that's listening. There's so much opportunity. Guys, I wish I could express how much opportunity there is for some brands right now to actually make a name for themselves in this space, and they're all just sitting on the sideline because they practically don't understand how the internet works still. There will be brands that are built and born overnight because they actually come out and they cater to our community of people who are intelligent, people who are forward thinking, and people who are let's be real, we're risk takers in a sense if you're investing in this space, right? We're a very unique kind of people. There aren't people that are like us. You probably struggle to find people in your life to talk to. That's why I started this channel, because I struggle to find people that ask these type of questions that you guys are asking, and we get this deep. So I really appreciate you guys in the comments that you give me, and the questions that you ask, and the coins that you show me, and the new technology you show me. So, anyhow, okay, trying to wrap it up. My wife's gonna kill me, but I love you guys, you know that, and I love Mountain Dew, and you know that too. All right, so I love you guys. I hope you guys had a great time. I enjoyed this very much. I had quite a few people come in and out, and that was really good to see. This will be processing and posting. If you missed any of it, it'll be up and live here shortly. So be looking for that. Again, make sure you like it and share it with a friend or something like that. If you enjoy this type of content, down below there's a nice little bell. You click that and you subscribe, and you won't miss any of the King of Dew news, market updates, and things of that nature. All right. So I want to thank all you guys for coming by. I wish I could call you out one by one. There's quite a few of you calling out, you know, Cheese and John and Andrew and Munit One and my boys from Harvard. I love my boys from Harvard. I love you guys. I literally want to come meet all you someday. Love those guys down there for stopping by. You guys are very special to me. You've been here a long time. Okay. All right, guys. That's it for me. And as always, I'm the King of Do. May the force be with you.